नमो नमः। यथा चित्तं तथा वाचो, यथा वाचस्तथा क्रियाः। चित्ते वाचि क्रियायाञ्च साधुनाम एकरूपता. So this Subhashitam says that the good and noble people always match their thoughts, words and deeds. They would rather prefer death to deviation from the pledged word. Chitte vachi kriyayancha sadhu nama ekarupata. For them, the thoughts, words and the deeds are always the same. So, an interesting story about King Nimi. So, there was once a king by the name Nimi in the Solar dynasty. He was the grandson of Manu. He was once wanting to conduct a sacrifice, a great sacrifice for the well-being of his people, for the welfare of his people. So he decided to invite the celestial sage Vasishta to come and preside over the sacrifice. So Vasishta was invited and asked. At that time, Vasishta was in a bit of a quandary when he got this request, because he already had an invitation from Indra to participate in Indra's sacrifice, and that was likely to go on for very many years. So he expressed this to King Nimi. So then both of them thought, because King Nimi also needed somebody to do his sacrifice. At the same time, he could understand Vasishta's position also, and Vasishta had already given his word to Indra. How could he retract? So both of them, it was a very delicate situation for both of them, but neither of them said anything. They went their ways. They just thought, sage Vasishta thought, let me finish Indra's work first, because I have given him my word. I can't go back. Let me finish that and then I'll come back to King Nimi. He thought, but he didn't say. So also Nimi also felt, he was a very just and a righteous person. He understood Vasishta's position. He said, he's already given his word to Indra. He's not going to go back. Okay, so let me see what I can do. I also cannot wait, because it is for the welfare of my people. My sacrifice is also going to go on for very many years. So thinking, they thought so and they went their ways. Then after several some time went by, and Vasishta came back, because he comes back to King Nimi, because the sacrifice with Indra's sacrifice has been completed. So he comes to King Nimi, and at that time he sees that Nimi is already performing the sacrifice, is midway through the sacrifice with another sage Gautama. So Vasishta is very upset. He's enraged. He says, he questions King Nimi, how could you do this? You have insulted me. Did you not approach me to do the sacrifice? I was going to finish my work with Indra and come to you and do this for you, but you did not even bother to inform me. You did not bother to wait. So he was very angry, and in his anger he curses King Nimi. He says, I curse you at this very instance. You shall die, and your soul shall float around without a body. You will just be floating around without a body. So the curse takes immediate effect. But King Nimi also is a very spiritual man. He was also very upset. He says, I have not done anything incorrect, and the sage's anger is unjustified. How long would I wait? Because this is the welfare of my people. It has to be done at the right time. So I went ahead, but the sage has been unreasonable. So he in turn curses the sage, and he says, you also will float around without a body. So the curse takes effect, and Vasishta is also without a body. He dies, which means that he is dead. But then much later, the king regains, sage Vasishta he takes another birth and he is born again. Whereas King Nimi, he is still floating around without a body. Alright, now during this period, he experiences something completely different. He feels free, because he has no kingdom to worry about, no people to look after, no bondage, no attachment. He suddenly experiences ananda or happiness, and he starts focusing himself. He, as in his Atma, puts his mind to the Brahman, and he is very happy and very content. Alright, now meanwhile, what happens is on earth, the king's subjects are very tormented. They miss their king. There is nobody to now take care of them. So the sacrifice is the sacrifice continues, and the share of the harvest is given to all the gods. So the gods say that, okay, we must bring back, they all appeal to King Nimi, and they say, your subjects want you back, please come and rule them, please come back, it's okay, you can come back, you have finished the term of your tenure of your curse, you can come back. He says, no, 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 I don't want to come. I am so emancipated and so free now, without any attachment and bondage, I don't want to come. But then he also feels sad for his people. He sees that they're all suffering, they're headless, there is nobody to give them a sense of direction, they're rudderless. Then he says, okay, I'll do one thing, I'll come and stay with my people on their eyelids. On their eyelids I will stay, and that is how I'll be able to see what they are, and I'll be with them in spirit, literally. So he does that. However, it is so felt that, the people feel that no, they need some king, a proper king in flesh and blood. So they appeal to the sages, and the sages decide that they decide to churn the body of Nimi, the body that he left behind. They decide to churn the body because the body was preserved. The subjects refused to burn the body. They preserved it with oil and incense and all sorts of things. So the body was taken, and the sages churned the body of Nimi, and a glowing person comes out of that. This person is named Kushadhwaja. He is also a very just ruler. He rules over the subjects, and he rules wisely. So this king, Kushadhwaja, he has several names because he's born from a dead man's body. He's also called Vaideha, and because he's born with no father or mother, he was not born from the biological parents that we know. So he's also called Janak. That is why he's also called Janak. And in this line, in his lineage, came a great spiritual a great ruler who was also a spiritual ruler. He became a Raja Rishi, and that was Siradhwaj. Siradhwaj, better known by the name of his ancestor Vaideha, Janaka from Mithila, whom we all know to be the father of Sita. So Janak too, just like his ancestor King Nimi, was a living epitome of this great Subhashitam that says that one must maintain equanimity in thought, words and deed. So, yatha chittam tatha vacho, yatha vachas tatha kriyaha, chitte vachi kriyayacha sadhunama ekarupata. And King Janak, just like King Nimi also, always he was a man of his words, never deviated from his words, and whatever he thought was on his lips, and what he said is exactly what he did. Namo Namah.